Time for Are You Scared About Bitcoin and Crypto, Part 3. I just saw an article in Zero Hedge about Google's new quantum chip titled Willow. And this chip has much better error correction than previous quantum computing chips and efforts, which makes it much more practical to use. And it's quite powerful. And in the article, they mention how various people believe that this was going to be necessary to upgrade the crypto in the next decade, which is what I've been saying. I'm pointing out there's game theory problems with it. The article says, well, it's going to have to happen a lot sooner than we thought. But it brings up a couple of points. It talks about, I guess Michael Saylor made an argument that there are bigger targets than Bitcoin to be broken, but I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that's a very accurate statement, particularly considering the military-industrial complex. For instance, Google's absolutely in bed with the military and the intelligence community. And point one, they're the most likely people that would have broken it, and so why would they attack themselves? If Google or the NSA have broken SHA-256, for instance, why would they use that against the military? They wouldn't, or against each other. Point two, who says that they're actually using it? They've published newer standards, and they may never have even used these in the first place. So if one, they may have upgraded it, and two, they may have never used in the first place. Who says they drink their own Kool-Aid? This is what they tell everyone else to use, but they've gotten caught putting back doors and things before. Maybe they're telling us to use things that they know are broken and they knew to use something better. Point three, as soon as you discover a weapon, you don't immediately use it. You wait for the strategic moment. And to bring this home, like right now, there's a big deal about how Trump just announced there's going to be a national Bitcoin reserve, and the state of Texas and many other state governments are planning Bitcoin reserves, and many public institutions are like BlackRock is buying lots of money. Michael Saylor is buying lots of Bitcoin. The thing that's missing from all these statements is that none of this is their money. This is all public funds, either public investors in the case of these public companies, like MicroStrategy is a public company. BlackRock is taking customer money. They're creating funds like an ETF, and doctors and everyday people are putting their money into it. It's not, Larry Fink personally, or I don't know. I forget who the CEO of BlackRock is, but it's not these people personally. Similarly, it's not Trump personally or the governor of Texas personally. It's not Bukele personally who are putting their money into Bitcoin. That's not what's being announced. And so, let's say that, for instance, the U.S. government has already broken Bitcoin. And let's say that Trump knows it. Well, by creating this Bitcoin fund, he's just creating a pump, right? And driving the price up. What I would do if I was selfish and greedy, I would buy first, then announce that there's going to be a public fund, then have the public fund go ahead and buy it with public money, driving the price way, 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 way up. Then I would sell and short, and then I would, boom, break it, rug pull. And what do you care? What does Michael Saylor care if MicroStrategy goes broke, defaults? What does Trump care if the U.S. government and taxpayers lose a bunch of money? He doesn't. At least not if he personally got out first, right? I'm not trying to disparage any particular person's character. My point is that there's a difference between public money and private money. And there's a difference between a public institution being able to do something and the private people making the decisions. So this is very real. This is very real. And the arguments that are being made are very disingenuous.